We're going east on Highway 82 out of Alamogordo, New Mexico on a Monday morning, May the 12th, 2025 at 10:50 a.m. Temperature right now shows to be 80, but by the time we get to Cloudcroft, where I'm headed, the temperature will probably be. Did you see that guy come over my lane? Did you see that? I saw it. But anyway, by the time I get to Cloudcroft, it'll probably be 70 degrees or less. But we got 16 miles right up the mountain, about 2,000 feet or 2,500 feet. We're going to go from, well, actually, let's see, is that right? 55, 65. 4,000 feet, is that right? It's 4,500 feet, and we're going to be going to 8,500. Yeah, I guess that's 4,000 feet, isn't it? But anyway, that's a little windy road, and I've been up and down it several times, but my ears pop and all that stuff. But this will be the first time that the Ford Maverick, my 2025 Ford Maverick, went up the mountain. I hope I don't have any more cars kind of drift into my lane like that gray truck did. Yo, I mean, hello. You know, and truth be known, they were probably texting, But we'll cruise right on up the mountain here. I'm in no hurry. Got my little bit of business finished in Alamogordo. And I want to go to Dave's Cafe in Cloudcroft and get me a BLT because I like them. That's why. And it's like 10:50 right now. And yeah, so we'll get there. It'll take 25 minutes, even though it's 16 miles. We're at mile marker 4. And it'll just wind right on around. We'll have a pretty steep climb. But then I'll go back to Ruidoso, I'll go back to Carrizozo through Ruidoso. It's the same distance in miles, but because of the winding road and stuff through the forest going from Cloudcroft to Ruidoso, it does take a little longer. But I got to go to the Walmart in Ruidoso to kind of justify this trip, okay? Because this is one of my day trips. How would you like to be driving that 18-wheeler down this mountain? I promise you I would. Look at all the cars. Well, see what it is. All the locals, they just zip up and down this mountain like it's nothing, because some of them go up and down it every day. Some of them live in Alamogordo and work in Cloudcroft. I know there's some teachers that live in Alamogordo and commute back and forth every day, even in the winter. But of course, they've got snow plows that keep the road clear in the winter. They do get some snow. They do have a ski resort, Ski Cloudcroft, and I don't know how busy it is, but I'm sure people go there and ski. So here we are. Can I feel the elevation change? Yep, I feel it, baby. I feel it. Temperatures dropped to 78 from 80. I'm guessing it'll be 68 to 70 by the time we get to Cloudcroft. It says speed limit 50. I promise you, man, some of these people, those speed limit signs are just a suggestion, because not many people obey them. Pulling an RV up this mountain, I've done it a few times, is no fun. Pulling up actually is much easier on my mind than coming down, I guarantee you. Because when you're coming down, boy, I'm telling you, you're working your brakes. Yeah, my ears are popping now. Yeah, we're going 50, so we're doing all right. Beautiful drive. There are some pullouts for those of you that might want to come this way and drive up to. There's a pullout right there on the left. And the scenic overlooks or whatever you want to call them, and there's several. And when you get to Cloudcroft, there's another highway you can take, going to the back way sort of to Mayhill, and there's several scenic spots there. I used to go there and have a picnic. In fact, I may do that today now that I thought of it. Yeah, it's just a beautiful overlook over the city of Alamogordo from the mountains up here. Do they have rock slides? Yeah. And this is one of the main areas right here where they got that wall built. They've had several right here. And when it happens, the road's closed. And then that means you have to go around through Tularosa. Here's the tunnel. My lights came on automatically. Wonderful. Yeah, but when that rock slide occurs, you got to go around through Tularosa and come back into Cloudcroft, kind of the back way, I guess. Temperature's down to 74 already. Yeah, in the summertime, this is really neat because it can be a 95 to 100 in Alamogordo, and in 30 minutes you can be in Cloudcroft where it's 70. I mean, I'm telling you, that is very nice. Do people come up here camping on the weekends out of Alamogordo? You bet, because they got a lot of national forest campgrounds around Cloudcroft. And yeah, there's a little town we'll go through. We go through a couple. I think the first one is High Rolls, and it's about 7,000 feet. Gasoline there is $3.97. Yo. Well, if you're the only gas, well, this is High Rolls. We're going through the little town or community of High Rolls right now. You know, they have what's called the old apple barn up here on the left, and of course I'm sure they got apple cider and other things, but yeah, during the season they stay pretty busy. Yeah, it says speed limit 45, fines double. That's to try to get some of these touristas to slow down in this community. There's that red building there. Well, that's not, I'm sorry. It's the next one. It's the old apple barn is right here on the left. It says Old Apple Barn Fudge Factory. You like fudge? My mother used to make fudge when I was a kid. Those were big treats. Sign there says mini donkeys. Let me tell you, those mini donkeys are mean. They'll bite you, man. Temperature 73 now. Yeah, if you ever come up the mountain and you're a flatlander, just bring you a bottle of water and take a swallow out of it every now and then. Same thing as flying on an airplane. It kind of reduces the pressure on your eardrum, because when you swallow, your ears pop to release pressure. I don't think this is a little town here, but there is an RV park on the left, or was. Have I ever stayed there? No. I did check on it one time. Whenever you're driving up and down this mountain here, don't let the locals intimidate you. You just take your time and be safe. But in just a minute or two, I'll be able to smell the fresh scents from the forest, and that's kind of nice. I'm turning the vent. I had it on recirculate, so it would recirculate the air in the car. Now I've opened the outside vent so I can smell the forest. Well, when we get to it anyway. Another tree that I've always found beautiful is an aspen. Those heart-shaped leaves, when the wind blows, makes a clicking noise, and it's extremely relaxing. But I think they don't grow until around this elevation right here, 7,000 feet. That guy in that truck, I'd hate to be him. That says Vista Drive. Some of this forest property, you get a little way from Cloudcroft, is really not that expensive. Unfortunately, you have no utilities unless you're just lucky. You might have electricity, but you're going to have to drill a well or haul water. But it gets pretty cold here in the winter. Hell, it gets pretty cold here in the summer. I was staying here at that place, those two houses I had here outside of Cloudcroft in the forest. Jeez, in July I'd be in the upper 30s in the morning. I'm thinking, geez, does it ever warm up here? And then in the afternoons, because the afternoon, usually about every afternoon there'd be a little shower. It didn't last long. It's kind of like being on the island or one of the islands of Hawaii. You can set your clock by the time the rains come in the afternoon. But yeah, it was always cool, man. I was always wearing a jacket, even to sit out on my patio in the summer and read a book. It was cold. So I kind of got tired of that. And I also got tired of going up and down the mountain to go to Alamogordo to get groceries. Even though it's not that bad. They did have a slide one time, but luckily I had my RV at Oliver Lee State Park. I was fixing to go somewhere, and anyway, came up the mountain and went back down because I got some stuff from the house near Cloudcroft, and went back down to the state park. Found out the next morning they'd had a slide and the road was going to be closed for 3 days. But I could have come around, the other way. We're getting close. When it starts these major turns like this, you're getting close to Cloudcroft. It's got some pullouts, so if you're pulling an RV, you can pull over. Going down, good luck. You see that sign there, 30 miles an hour? You see that arrow? It was like it was broken. Broken arrow. It's pretty here, there's no doubt. No doubt in my mind. If you like forest, you'll love Cloudcroft. And if you like cold, you'll love Cloudcroft. because it's 67 degrees right now, according to my temperature gauge in the car. But we're close now. We'll get all the way down to Burrow Avenue, and then I'll end the video. That way you've seen the whole drive from the base to the top. It's a beautiful drive, and if you take, if I'm not in a hurry, but I've pulled out at these places a few times, and but for those of you, if you're on vacation, you know, stop at a few of these pullouts and enjoy the scenery and the smell of the trees. Why not? Yeah, there's a pullout right here that has a little platform you can walk out on. That place is usually busy in the summers. We're getting close to the season right now. I guess officially it starts. See that fish hook on that sign there? Jeez. You don't like to see those when you're towing an RV and you're coming down a mountain and you see a fish hook. I'm telling you, man, you really got to check your anti-locks in. Cloudcroft village limits. So we're here. That says something in place. Water and fire. I don't know what that means. End safety corridor. National Forest Recreation Area called Trestle. And now we're coming into the little community of Cloudcroft. And if you ever come here in the summer, you know, they do have a lot of pedestrians that are not paying any attention whatsoever. And will they walk out in front of you? All the time. And watch their cars too. Gasoline here is $2.69 a gallon. I just filled up in Alamogordo for $2.39 a gallon. They got a Mad Jack's barbecue place here that's really busy, and this is a new Allsup's. It's kind of a grocery store. They do have some grocery items there. So now we'll see if we can find us a decent place to park. You know, I always like to get this one on the end here, and in fact I'll get it right now. Why? I don't know. In fact, I think I'll pass. This is Dave's right here. Dave's Cafe. Right there. I think I'll go down here. There's more parking down here. Always remember that. Well, let's see. I just want to be where I don't get boxed in by somebody and they open their door and slam it against me. They do have restrooms in this building here, this green building. Okay. I think we're good here. But anyway, guys, from downtown Cloudcroft, the temperature shows to be 64. I was a little off on that. But yeah, this is downtown Cloudcroft on Monday, May the 12th, 2025 at 11:08 a.m. Temperature 64. But anyway, guys, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Use the Amazon link if you're going to buy something from Amazon. Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, and enjoy your life. Another day trip. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.